It's all good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're good.
Doesn't that look sharp? So we're good to go?
Yeah, we're good. We're on.
All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order, that being the regular council meeting of Warwick Township Council, May 12th, 2025, and the starting time is 3:30. I'll ask council first off, does anybody have a disclosure of pecuniary interest or conflict of interest at this time? No, seeing none. I want to welcome everybody who's joining us through our Warwick YouTube page. And before I go to the acknowledgement of ancestral lands, I better explain myself for why I'm dressed the way I am today. This is not normally how I dress at council. For a lot of you people know that I'm the former president of the Alvinston Killer Bees hockey team, and Warwick Township is represented very well on that team as well. So the Mayor of Strathroy, Colin Grantham, asked me to make a little wager on the series that they just played not that long ago. And as you can see, Alvinston let me down. He didn't win. So the bet was that whatever mayor lost had to wear that team's jersey at one of their council meetings. So here I am sporting the Strathroy Jets colors for the last time, hopefully, in my lifetime. And it's all about honoring a bet. So that's why I'm dressed today, and we'll go from there. So that's my explanation on my attire for today. So anyways, moving on, our acknowledgement of ancestral lands. We acknowledge that the Township of Warwick is located on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, as well as the many Indigenous nations in Ontario, whose footsteps have marked them for centuries. We also wish to acknowledge that we are situated on Treaty 29 and Treaty 25 territories signed by Chippewa chiefs, and offer our respect and gratitude for these lands. So number 5, if we could, council, minutes of the previous council meeting, that being the minutes of April 28, 2025. Any questions or comments on those minutes? Seeing none. Entertain a motion. Councillor Morris is making that. Seconded by Councillor Manning. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. And Madam Clerk, there was no business arising from those meetings. Thank you very much. Number 7, council, scheduled meetings and events. Anybody have any questions on 7A? Seeing none. In 7B, again, I think that's been there for a while. If anybody has any questions or inquiries, they can talk to the clerk. And now we're going to go to councilors' commitments and items. So on council commitment dates, first off, did anybody have anything they want to add to the list at this time? Councillor Westgate.
I had June the 19th to the 23rd. And July 24th to the 31st.
Thank you, Councillor Westgate. I'm going to go to 8B, councilors' items. And I'm going to start with Councillor Manning today first. Councillor Manning, do you have anything?
I have nothing today, thanks.
Thank you. Do we have Councillor Kellenberg online with us? Not yet, okay. Councillor Morris, do you have anything for today?
Just one thing, I'm getting some questions, Kyle, about Churchill, especially the West End. We had set some money aside a couple years ago for it, and we were doing some studies. Can you give me an update on what's going on so I can tell these people if it's going to get fixed or when?
Oh, thank you. So we are actually meeting with Street tomorrow morning in London. One part of the review is to go over Churchill Road, where we're at with the study. There's still an assessment needed on the road. We may add additional segments. Originally, it was the most western block. We'll see potentially add a couple more blocks into that assessment for a geotechnical review. So it's still under review. It looks like we might have had a miscommunication between us and them, and it never got started.
Okay, anything else? Councillor Westgate, did you have anything?
I just had a call from a resident on Sunset. And they're wondering whether we need the sidewalk that we're putting on there in the new. There's none there now. I'm have mixed feelings on it. I think we probably need the sidewalk there for the home at the end. People walk up and down that street quite often, but I told him I'd bring it to council anyway. He's talked to a few of the residents there and they don't think we need it.
Okay, maybe I'll turn that to staff. I know the sidewalk was part of the project and priced in. Anybody want to comment on that? Kyle, would you like to?
So Spree has included one full AODA compliant sidewalk for this reconstruction, and our policy is every time we tear up a road to get one sidewalk up to standards. And this Sunset Block did not have one on either side, and they've incorporated one into the western side of that road block. So it would, I feel like it'd be a missed opportunity to not put one in. And it gives, you know, a clearly defined path for winter maintenance and people with limited mobility to get down the street.
Councilor Morris.
I also had a call on the sidewalk. Is there a chance of putting it on the other side under the lights rather than on the dark side?
So that was originally scoped onto the opposite side. My understanding is the utilities underground, they picked the side they did to minimize the disruption to existing infrastructure. I realize that lights are on the opposite side, so it doesn't seem straightforward.
Thank you.
Councilor Manning.
Yeah, I also had the same conversation too, and a couple of things I was curious on was the lighting, so I understand for the infrastructure that's there, it's easier to put it there, but would we be able to provide lighting in the future? And I'd like to know what that cost is. It just seems if we're putting in sidewalks for safety reasons that we should, you know, have all the safety issues addressed, lighting being one of them. The other one too, is I mentioned to the individual that called was that I understand that one person not wanting a sidewalk, you know, can be one thing, but so I kind of mentioned to them that if they were able to get more residents, if we had a lot of people, it'd be more of an issue. So I'm just kind of curious if there's a way we could find out if we have every resident along that road doesn't want a sidewalk, then we have an issue we need to address. But if it's one or two individuals as opposed to 20, it's a different situation. So that was my conversation.
Okay, well, thank you, Councilor. That's a good point. Anybody on staff side want to get involved in this one? Kyle or maybe Trevor or Johan, pardon me. Johan, please.
Through your worship, just from a planning side, moving forward, all planning subdivisions, anything new, we require at least one sidewalk on one side. In this scenario for residential areas, is always best practices to have at least one side to have a sidewalk, and this seems like an excellent opportunity to do so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we have other streets. Gold Street, I think, is one that there's no sidewalk, and King Street as well. So it's not like it would be a first time around for this type of thing. I guess from what Councillor Manning just said, I wonder if there's a way for us to, I guess it would be up to the residents to probably get some signatures and maybe take the pulse of what the people are thinking down that street to determine whether it's something they want or not. I mean, the project is supposed to start fairly soon, so it's something that we don't have a lot of time on. Trevor, did you want to speak to it?
Yes, there was a public meeting for this and it was well attended, and this came out after the public meeting. Nobody in attendance that night raised it as a concern. So that's the pulse that I can tell you from the community.
Okay. Anybody else from council want to weigh in on this particular item again? Yes, Kyle, please.
Sorry, I guess I'd also like to add from a staff side, we're looking to update our sidewalks as we reconstruct the road. So every chance we get to get a proper width sidewalk, I know a complaint we hear about is tearing up sod and damaging fronts of properties because in some locations the sidewalks aren't as wide as they are now. I feel like every time we go into a road, we should at least try to get one sidewalk up to standard so that there's a well-defined path for people to walk on in all weather conditions. Regardless of the person necessarily fronting that sidewalk, we need a safe path for people to walk.
Councillor Westgate.
I know, I said I would bring it up, but I kind of think we should have a sidewalk on that street with a nursing home at the end of the street, and just around the corner, we have the assisted living place. And we do need a new sidewalk from Sunset down to John. So although I brought it up, I personally think it should go in.
Okay, anybody else in this particular item? So right now it's designed to have the sidewalk. I guess if any residents felt strongly about not having it, I guess they could let the township office know, but we are dealing with a very small window. I think construction is supposed to start this month. Am I correct, Kyle?
Yes, but I think May 26th timeframe. So it's very soon.
Very good. Okay, well, thank you very much. Council Westgate, did you have anything else for today?
No, that's it.
All right, I have a couple things here, just trying to keep everybody in the know on our situation with daycare. And as we've stated before, the East Lambton before and after school program looks like it's going to continue. There'll be a further announcement on that here right shortly. I know they've been communicating back and forth with the Board of Education being the County of Lambton. And when we went through this whole process, as everybody now knows, we realized we had a real shortage of daycare spaces as well. So we took the opportunity to speak to the county about that as well. There are some daycare spaces at St. Peter Canisius, and we still have a very long list of people looking for full-time daycare. So we're working with the County of Lambton on that. Things seem to be going along fairly well. It looks like there might be some promising news in the very near future, but again, they're still working away at. So we'll continue to keep the public updated on this particular issue as we go on, but I'm hoping to hear something in the very near future on that particular issue. So that was one. The other thing I wanted to mention is I had the opportunity, along with Trevor and Kyle, to meet with the Minister of Environment in Toronto last Friday to talk about our EA process, and wanted to make sure that I stressed that it was very important that our EA process was seen through to the end. And it was a complete process, taking the time for all of our residents to be able to weigh in on. And he has told me that that would be the case. That will be the case. Again, we all know what's going on in Dresden with the York One situation. I also attended their public meeting last week as well. So we just wanted to make sure that there are these new EA processes that are sort of popping out all over the place, that we stated how important it was for us here in Warwick Township to go through that thorough EA process. So we had the meeting with them, and I would say it was a good meeting. He listened, and we'll continue to follow up with the minister and his staff when it comes to the landfill and the situation there. I also suggest that the minister should come and do a tour of the site. This is our third Minister of Environment in in 2.5 years' time. So he says he's coming, he's going to do a tour. So anyways, I just want to let council know, I know you all know I was meeting with him. But at the same time, the meeting went well in the sense that he's told us that they still are committed to seeing this EA process through to the end. But as he said, again, nobody knows what's going to happen with the situation in Washington, but our EA process is more than 50% complete. And his comment to me was that we would have a thorough EA process. So just to let everybody know, okay? So that's all I've got. If we can, we now are going to go to staff items. We have a verbal update from Heather Willems on AMO delegations. And Heather, you go ahead. I've got some here for you.
Yeah, just letting council know that delegations are open for AMO now, and the deadline to submit is May 30th at 5 p.m. So if you have any, talk to Todd, talk to us, and we'll get them in for you.
Okay, maybe I'll just, in talking to you guys on a regular basis, I've got some here. So what I've got so far, and I can give you this later on, Heather, but I've got the Ministries of Environment, Infrastructure, Municipal Affairs, Emergency Management, Ministry of Transport, the Ministry of Red Tape, and Rural Affairs. And I will give you the list after. Make it a little easier. I'm trying to write it down as I say it. But does anybody else have anything else? And I know I said that really quick. That they would like to explore, a ministry they'd like to talk to. Doesn't have to be right now, but as Heather says, the window is open now. But if there's anything anybody wants, please talk to her. If somebody has something they want to offer up right now, that would be fine too. Yes, Councilor Morris.
Well, I asked for the Minister of Transport, but I think as a council, we have to go in knowing what we can put up with. We've asked for the full Cloverleaf now for years, and that hasn't happened. I'd like to see at least a set of lights there that are traffic controlled, so if nobody's at the thing, Nauvoo stays green. But I think as a council, we need to come up with a plan of what we can live with, but I think we definitely need something there. We're gonna have a catastrophe.
That's a good point. I think from our standpoint, when we make the ask, we'll talk about traffic control at that intersection. We also should talk to our partners at the County of Lambton, because it is a county road, and bring them on site as well. As you know, we have talked about a full Cloverleaf. Councillor Westgate has made that comment and that suggestion many times, and it hasn't happened. But I think we obviously will have a plan when we go into the meeting. It's basically around traffic control, and most of it's based on landfill traffic, to be very honest with you. Not all of it, some of it, a lot of it. So if there's anything else anybody can think of, please let the clerk know and we'll add it to the list and we'll go from there. But obviously, when you're host to a very large landfill, going through an EA process, there's a lot of things that are connected to that. But also the infrastructure part of it is very important to us too. We need some infrastructure dollars from the province, just like everybody else seems to. And again, we are in the midst of starting to grow here from a residential side. And there's lots of asks to be made there. We did meet with the Minister of Infrastructure about 6 months ago. So again, if there's anything else anybody can think of, please let us know. We'll add it to the list. And then we'll get a game plan and we'll make our presentations. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Anything else, clerk? No, thank you. Okay. Delegations, we have none today. Let's go to number 11, accounts. Did anybody have any questions on the GL account today? Seeing none? Okay. Did anybody have any questions on the accounts payable today, council? Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to approve both then, if that would be the case. Thank you, Councillor Manning is moving that. Seconded by Councillor Westgate. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Let's go to number 12, Weekend Council. That's our consent agenda. Did anybody have any questions on the non-action correspondence? Councillor Morris?
Well, the one I thought I'd like to support is Plimpton, Wyoming's on the strong mirror situation, 5-15. I know we have not gone that route, but I think it's needs to be a common voice back to the Premier's office that no, we don't want to get rid of our council system. We like it the way it is. I'd like to support that motion or that letter.
So you're making a motion to support? that,
Yes, I am.
Councillor? Very good. Do we have a seconder to that? Councillor Manning? Very good. And I'll just add my 2 cents to this. Yeah, this legislation was put in place for councils that have 6 or more reps. And I kind of shake my head at it as well at the end of the day. So in councils that are less than 6, we're not touched by the magic wand, if I can put it that way. And I would agree with your point. So anybody else want in on this one before I call the vote? All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Anything else in the non-action correspondence, council? Seeing none. We have B, and that's the business directory. Did anybody have any questions on the business directory that Stephanie put together? Yes, Councillor Morris.
Yeah, Stephanie, would it be possible to put a name and phone number with these businesses? Like, then we can get them out so so-and-so can get a hold of somebody if they are interested in that business?
Hi, Councillor Morris. Yes, so the business owner does indicate all that information that they want specified on the directory. This was just simply a list of the businesses that were included on it.
Thank you.
Good. Anybody else have any other questions for Stephanie? Yes, Councillor Manning.
Just out of curiosity, the process for obtaining these names, do we do like canvassing or is it just kind of a email reach out? Like, I'm just curious that if everybody's well aware of this, the availability to have your name on this.
Thank you, Councillor Manning. So Schlepp actually oversees our business directory. So it was my understanding that initially when it was first started, that they did approach each business individually and some outreach was done in order to notify business owners about the directory. With the latest update, we did telephone all of the businesses that were on the existing list and then also contacted some of the new businesses that we were aware of. But there are possibly some that are not currently on the directory that may wish to be. And if that's the case, then they're welcome to contact myself and we can make sure that we get them added to that list.
Thank you, Stephanie. I just wanted to make sure it was on record for YouTube. If somebody's watching, they know how to go about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Anybody else have any questions for Stephanie? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to receive and file as amended, if I could, please. Councillor Morris is moving it, seconded by Councillor Westgate. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, let's go to number 13, if we can then, council. First one's action correspondence, and we have no action correspondence. That doesn't happen very often. We're going to go to B, the Gilliland Gertz drain petition. And there's a recommendation there as well. How does council wish to deal with the recommendation? The recommendation is, I will read it, that Warwick Township Council hereby approves the recommendation from the drainage superintendent to proceed with improvements of the Gilliland Gertz drain under section 7A of the Drainage Act, and that after 30 days notice to the St. Clair Region Conservation Authority, a new report be prepared by Spreet and Associates before the work can proceed. Moved by Councillor Morris. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Manning, any further discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, we have 14 new business. And 14A is appoint a member to the Court of Revision for the Kernahan O'Donnell Drain in Plimpton, Wyoming. Is anybody that would like to volunteer to do this?
I can't if nobody else can.
Councillor Morris. Very good. So we have Councillor Morris that would be happy to do it. And I don't see a whole lot of other hands going on. Maybe I get somebody to make a motion that we have Councillor Morris go to that meeting. Maybe, thank you, Councillor Manning, seconded by Councillor Westgate. All in favor? Councillor Morris, you're the lucky winner, chicken dinner. And we'll go to B, and we have to do the same thing. We have to appoint a member to the Court of Revision for the Logan Drain in Brook Alvinston. Any takers on that one? Okay, Councillor Manning has volunteered to do that one. Could we have a motion to appoint? Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Morris, seconded by Councillor Westgate. All in favor? Great. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that. And today's open session is a very small one. I'm now going to ask for a motion to go into the closed meeting session. So I need a motion to move into the in-camera meeting of council pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act. And to deal with the following reasons. Number two, a matter regarding personnel matters about identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. Number three, a matter regarding proposed or pending acquisition, disposition of land by the municipality or local board. Number nine, a trade secret or scientific, technical, commercial, financial, or labor relations information supplied in confidence to the municipality or local board, which if disclosed could reasonably be expected to prejudice significantly the competitive position or interfere significantly with the contractual or other negotiations of a person, group, or persons in the organization. Number 10, a trade secret or scientific, technical, commercial, or financial information that belongs to the municipality or local board and has monetary value or potential monetary value. That Warwick Township Council move into that set. Now the recommendation is to move in camera. Who would like to do the honors? Councillor Morris, seconded by Councillor Manning. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. So to the public, thanks for tuning in. That ends the